one, am grateful, Mrs. Bush, that they are finally bringing civilization to this savage land.
I could not agree with you more, my dear. My daddy settled this land, and I know he'll be looking down on us, pleased at how we help the natives.
Yes, they've lost their land, but they've gained access to heaven.
But, Father, do you mean unless an innocent receives communion, they're destined to go to hell? That hardly seems fair.
What I mean to say, Jenny, is that there is a great deal of difference between an innocent and a savage.
I never thought of it that way.
Yes, they lived like animals, but they're happier now.
Not only do people now have motor cars, Father, but I heard that pretty soon we will be able to fly.
No, only angels can fly, Jenny.
No, apparently people can fly. Didn't you hear? Out in Kansas, a man even got a car to fly.
I hardly think so, Jenny.
Apparently, Mr. Johns wants to run for governor, which is why he's so concerned with cleaning up the state.
Nate Johns.
Yes.
His family is nothing but hillbilly trash that came here after the war. I don't want to be judgmental, but this state should not be ruled by such a disgusting family. A family without class.
Apparently, the Johns family have made a lot of money, and he has a lot of friends in politics.
Mrs. Bush, money isn't everything. There are many things that money cannot buy.
It seems that money can buy voters, though.
What you must remember, my dear, is that we have been brought here to spread the word. And the word and civilization, they are the same thing. They are the gifts. It is the opportunity we have, the chance to live among people who are decent and who do not kill each other, and who let you worship in peace.
It's so confusing, Father. Sometimes I find it impossible to make the distinction between a loving act and a hateful one. I mean, they often seem to be the same thing.
Yes, Jenny, it is confusing. But you only have to ask me if you need help.
Indeed.
Well, here we are, Mrs. Bush. Armadillo.
Must be John Marston.
Sometimes.
I'm Jake. Your friends from Blackwater hired me to guide you.
They ain't my friends, but pleased to meet you, Jake.
I got the horses saddled up and ready out front. here, let's mount up and hit the trail. Deal. Easy on the spurs now. We don't need to draw undue attention.
Yeah!
Whoa! Stay with me, Mr. Marston. Fort Mercer ain't easy to find. So it's Fort Mercer you want to visit?
That's right.
Ain't taking nobody up to the fort in a long time. Strange place for a decent fella to want to visit, if you don't mind me saying.
Who said I was a decent fella?
It's been abandoned for years now. Folks say it was built during the Mexican War. All kinds of soldiers around back then.
Why'd they leave?
Well, I ain't entirely sure. I heard they had to go up north to fight Indians, or maybe they got tired of being soldiers and went looking for gold. You know how things is. So what are you doing up at the fort?
I'm looking for an old friend.
Well, like I says, you ain't gonna find many folk around those parts these days. Those you do find are about as sociable as an ulcerated back tooth. I mean, I ain't one to judge a man by the company he keeps, but...
Well, he ain't been friends for a long time.
Are you planning on spending any time in Armadillo, Mr. Marston?
I doubt it. I ain't planning on staying very long.
Well, if you're fixing for some female company, you can do a lot worse than Armadillo. Fine as cream gravy they are. Not like Thieves' Landing. Dang, those girls ain't even fit for a drinking man to hole up with.
I'm a married man, I'm afraid.
Ain't we all? Yeah, so it was the marshal who hired me. Lee Johnson, do you know him?
I think I heard his name.
Says he got a telegram from some Blackwater big bugs asking for a guide. I guess it's none of my business.
That's right.
You ain't very talkative, are you?
Nope.
I'm just chewing the dog, mister. It's how I am. I don't mean nothing by it.
Trust me. There's things you better off not knowing.
Yeah, yeah. Damn coyotes. What a waste of good meat. Not far now. You'll see the fort when you get to the top of this hill.
Let's go.
Whoa there.
Listen, mister. This here is what's left of Fort Mercer. Some gang rode in and took the place over.
So I understand.
This is where we part ways, friend. You have yourself a good time.
Deal.
Let's go. Bill! Bill, I've come for you. Bill Williamson! Come out here right now!
Go away now, John. Don't make me kill you.
Nobody needs to kill anyone, Bill.
You must think I was born yesterday. You always did think I was an idiot.
That ain't fair, Bill. You were as my brother. I've come to try to save you.
Oh. Do I look like I need saving?
Bill, please. They want to kill us all. I can help you.
Well, you never tried to save me before. You only seemed to save yourself.
Bill, I implore you think about this.
You implore me? You implore me. You always were one for fancy words. Oh. Well, things are different now, John. Now I'm in charge! No more Dutch! And no more you. Implores. I implores you to go back and tell them to send someone just a little bit more impressive next time.
Well?
Oh. Poor John.
Well, you're alive.
So it would seem.
So, how do you feel?
I don't know the polite word for it.
I do. Stupid is the word we use around here. What were you doing?
I was doing something stupid.
Well, you'll be okay. Once you didn't die, the doctor said you'd be fine. He got the bullets out a couple days ago.
Good.
It cost us $15.
I'm sorry, madam. Should have left me there to die.
Did you want to die? I mean, was that it? Was that why you went straight out to Fort Mercer and picked a fight with the worst bandit in the county? To die, Mr.
Mr. Marston. John Marston.
Bonnie McFarland. Miss Bonnie McFarland.
Well, you may be right, Miss McFarland. I don't know.
Huh. So what were you doing?
I was trying to give Mr. Williamson a chance. For old time's sake.
You know Bill Williamson?
Knew him. Long time ago.
Well, what was he like?
Dumb.
Just like you.
Thank you, miss. See my hat?
I have. And, what will you do now?
Now I'm gonna take my time and go after him the less kind way.
Well, that sounds very fun, Mr. Marston. Quite heroic, just like in those penny dreadfuls my brother used to read. Meanwhile, if you'll excuse me, I've got a ranch to run. Of course, if you're feeling better, why not take a ride with me later? Help me patrol the perimeter. You can earn back some of that money we wasted on doctor's bills.
Of course. And thank you for saving my life, I mean.
Next time, Mr. Marston, I strongly recommend you don't try to lose it quite so earnestly.
I'll bear that in mind.
Well, howdy.
Mr. Marston, back in the land of the living, I see.
Figured it's about time I started paying back that $15.
I sure can use an extra pair of hands around here. Let's see if we can get you back in the saddle. There's the foreman's office. It's also where we lock up good-for-nothing outlaws, such as yourself.
I'm happy enough with my current quarters right now, Miss McFarland.
Okay, let's see if you can still ride a horse. Come on, then. I'll show you around the property. To your right is the general store. You won't find Parisian high fashion, but it's good for the essentials.
Very convenient. I don't think I've ever seen a ranch with its own store before.
I believe the new stalling store will be out soon. I love the Come on, boy. And here's the corral. This one's for the horses. What do you think?
I'm no expert, but it certainly looks like a fine corral.
I suspect you've stolen more horses than you've broken.
Now, where'd you get such an idea?
First impressions are hard to erase. That's the train station. Things sure have changed since the line finally got finished, bringing in all sorts of new folk like yourself.
Is that such a bad thing?
Change is only good when it makes things better. That's the barn over there. Paul built it himself when I was just a little girl. Yeah! And here we are, back at the house. Let's stop for a while before we head out on patrol.
You'll get no complaint from me, Miss McFarland.
How about a cold drink, Mr. Marston?
Thank you, ma'am. Getting shot, then riding a horse seems to take it out of you. I could use a rest.
Sure. Come on in. I'll show you the house, and then you can sit for a while.
Thank you.
Mr. Marston.
Miss McFarland.
Remember me telling you about the trouble we've been having with rustlers and other undesirables?
I do.
Will you help me keep watch on the property line this evening?
Sure.
I want to see just who is trespassing on our land.
This is a fine weapon.
Come, let's head out. The country is really beautiful at around this time. Ready, Mr. Marston? Let's mount up and patrol the ranch. Right, follow me. Keep your eyes peeled for anything suspicious. Thank you, Mr. Marston. I feel a lot happier someone's along with me.
I feel a lot happier now I got a rifle.
Well, with your trigger itch and my feminine intuition, we should make quite a team. Look, those damn rabbits are at the crops again. Get down and give me a hand, will you? Come on, then. Time to put that bloodlust of yours to good use. Nice shooting! Bet you thought I couldn't use this, didn't you? Got one! You're a good shot, Mr. Marston. Them rabbits didn't stand a chance. Let's mount up and patrol the rest of the property. We should keep moving. There's still a ways to go. If it's not the rustlers stealing our cattle, it's the rabbits stealing our crops.
It ain't never easy living off the land like this. Maybe you should move to a big city. Become a lady of leisure.
Look out! Coyotes! Shoot them before they get to the animals! Hurry! I bet they're going straight for the chicken coop. Giddy up! Here we are.
Thank you for your help, Mr. Marston. Makes me kind of happy I saved your life. Get some sleep and I will see you in the morning.
Good night, Miss McFarland.
There's a young lady hears about with a boil in the most unfortunate place. Looking well, sir. There's a change of season in the... Willie Hannon. Hello, sir. Ah, damn it. Come on now. If I gave a fist somehow, I apologize. Leave me be. Please, don't!
Normally, I don't fight him.
Help!
You
Madness!
hit mighty soft for a man.
What has gotten into you? This is insanity! Oh, my!
Hit me, pal. Hit me.
Oh, Mr. Marston. How are you doing today?
I'm well, Miss McFarland. Thank you. How are you?
Well, I'm fine. Thank you. So, how are your ribs?
Fine. A little sore, but apart from a couple extra scars, it'll be as nothing happened.
Good. Come in. You know, you never did tell me how you met that Bill Williamson or what you wanted from him.
No, miss, I did not.
Well, why not, if you don't mind me asking?
I certainly don't mind you asking if you don't mind me not telling. See, it's a complicated and somewhat pathetic tale, and by telling you, not only would I be putting your life in danger, but also threatening the lives of some people that I hold very dear.
Well, I apologize if I seem to be prying.
And I apologize for my reticence. Hope you believe me when I say that it's simply out of respect for you.
Of course, Mr. Marston. I understand that a city dweller such as yourself likes to have some exotic secrets, so us country folk are impressed.
I'm no city man, miss.
Yeah, but I saw you get on the train at Blackwater. You with those gentlemen in bowler hats?
I'm still no city man.
But I'll bet you can't ride, Mr. Marston.
I hate to take money from a lady, miss.
Oh, you won't be. I'll race you right now.
If it makes you happy.
We'll see.
All right, I'll show you how we ride around these parts. Come on, boys.
Come!
On the count of 3. 3, 2, 1, go! I trust you're not gonna be a gentleman about this.
You don't know me at all, Miss McFarland. Come on. Let's go.
You'll have to do better than that.
Come on. Yeah. Try to stay with me now. You still think you're gonna win this, don't you? Go. Let's go.
Try to keep up, will you?
You're lucky I'm being a gentleman.
Gee-o!
Yeah.
Yeah! You're not as bad as I thought you'd be!
Come on. Neck and neck, Miss McFarland.
How's it feel getting beaten by a lady?
Come on.
Isn't this jolly?
Come on. Come on.
You got problems with your spurs?
Let's go.
This sure beats milking cows! Come on, boys!
Is that the best you can do?
See you soon!
Should I wait for you to catch up?
Easy now!
That was fun.
Sure.
You know, you should go pay the marshal a visit in Armadillo sometime. I'm sure he could help you deal with that nice Mr. Williamson.
Yeah, I might just do that, Miss McFarland.
You do whatever you think's best, Mr. Marston.
hope we have what you need.
I don't know if I like a man with a mustache at all. It
Why,
depends
hello.
on one particular
I'm sure
man
you'll
I
find
like.
something you like here.
How do you do?
Well,
I must tell you.
That Bonnie is
man
a
walked
right
up to me
pretty
the other
girl.
day and he said,
She
"Well, I
wouldn't
can't
look
even
at me,
repeat
though.
it."
Is that a fact? Pleasure to see you, sir. Why, thank you.
Nice doing business with you. I'm very proud of my store. I hope you like it. Hola.
Ah, Mr. Marston, how are you?
Good, Miss McFarland. How are you?
I'm well. Would you mind riding with me to Armadillo? I've got to get some supplies and I could do with the company.
Of course.
You can take the reins. It wouldn't do for a terrifying bounty hunter such as yourself to be seen driven around by a woman. Take the reins, Mr. Marston. If you don't mind, I'd really like to get moving. You're looking much better, considering you were almost buzzard food a couple days ago.
I have you to thank for that, miss.
So do tell me, have you needlessly risked your life since we last spoke?
No, miss, I have not.
Well, that's a relief. Perhaps there's hope for you yet.
I wouldn't bet on it.
Oh, there's always hope, Mr. Marston. You can't be a rancher in this kind of country if you don't believe that.
An admirable attitude, miss.
I suppose so. I can't think of any other way to stay sane, to be frank. What about you? Have you ever given up hope altogether?
Hope hasn't really entered into it. It's not really something I think about.
A peculiar outlook. I can't really say I understand you.
I can't always say I do either.
Oh, don't be so deliberately enigmatic.
I'm not, miss.
Yes, you are. You are being deliberately obscure as a substitute for having a personality.
I just know there are two theories to arguing with women, and neither one works.
I'm not even going to dignify that gibberish with a response. I think it's kind of funny I found you dying on the side of the road and now you're driving me into town.
You have a strange sense of humor.
Well, you must admit, it's an unusual start to a friendship.
I didn't realize we were friends, Miss McFarland.
Oh, please. Now who's being funny? Listen, I know that business with Williamson is your business, but I don't know. You've been good to us, and I don't think you're a bad man. A little stupid, perhaps, but not rotten. I just worry about you gallivanting around these parts like you're some kind of deranged bounty hunter. Like Paul always says, don't go waking snakes.
I appreciate your concern for us lesser mortals, Miss McFarland. I really do. And if there was any other way out, I'd take it. I can assure you of that.
You never did tell me where you live.
I have a small holding up in Great Plains.
A farmer? Yeah, and I'm the Queen of England. And at what point during your day of hunting down outlaws do you find time to raise chickens?
Only been at it 3 years or so. I guess I'm kind of new to it.
You're telling me? So who's looking after this farm of yours right now?
Uncle. Well, he's not my uncle, as far as I know. Just an old dog who's as lazy as a lizard on a hot day. The kind of fella laboring under the delusion that age brings wisdom.
Sounds like the perfect person to leave in charge of your entire livelihood. So this is Armadillo. Manhattan it is not, but it does okay for us. important thing for you right now is getting yourself into Dr. Johnson's office to purchase some medicine. The first one's on me.
Thank you, miss. I'll pay you back.
I'm sure you shall. The doc's a good fellow. He saved your life, so be polite to him. Meet me in front of the general store when you're done.
How do you do?
How would Armadillo get by?
How are you, mister?
I got stock of them electric belts if you need to lose weight. I wonder what I need.
Could be open for business once more, the way things are.
Hello?
Good to see you again.
Howdy, partner. Dribbled out of your mouth, Alfred.
Well, thanks for driving me. It was nice to be able to enjoy the view for once, and a little company never hurts now and again.
You're more than welcome, miss. Least I can do. Thank you for the medicine.
Why don't you have a look around Armadillo? You can always take a stagecoach back to the ranch later.
I might just do that. Travel safely, miss.
Try not to get yourself shot. I won't be around to save you this time.
I sure hope the federals take over so I can put my foot in. His big mouth got him killed.
Fine day to you.
Problem is that something such as killing a man becomes mundane in this world. The only reason to do this job is the free folks you get down at the whorehouse.
Well, I've heard different.
Goes right up in the sky.
See him, Mama. He's so pretty.
Back on.
Hello there. Don't mess with me. Read all to your knees. Be ashamed and disgraced in front of the Lord. Marston was sure looking edgy this morning. Hey, you! Get the daddy tie. Come over here.
Excuse me.
Hey, hey, you got a visitor.
Shut up, you! Now what you want?
My name's John Marston. You wanted to speak to me.
I did?
Apparently so.
Why?
I guess because we're both in the business of the law.
You that fella from the train company?
No, I'm from Fort Mercer.
Fort Mercer?
You one of them Williamson boys.
Calm down.
Go on, shoot him, mister. Shoot him.
Come on, what? You getting cute with me, boy?
What's going on here?
I got me one of them Williamson boys.
I got me one of them idiots who give marshals a bad name.
Jonah, put your gun down. You must be the man from Blackwater.
Yes, sir. Listen, that dog ain't too bright, but he seems loyal.
Jonah, get out of here for a minute.
Yes, sir, Mr. Johnson, sir. And you. Oh, I done seen enough of your hide around here, friend.
I think there's some school children down the way you can go and frighten.
Oh, hardy fucking har. Dickhead.
What are you doing here, Mr. Marston? Apart from frightening my deputies.
I'm here to capture or kill Bill Williamson.
Okay.
Can you help me?
He's outside my jurisdiction. He's in the next county. Of course, Bill Williamson and his boys have tended to keep themselves away from my town.
So you're happy to have him out there?
Well, I ain't happy, but I also ain't suicidal. My job is to keep this town safe, not clean up all of these 3 counties. It's hard enough around here.
You know, I hear you speak, and suddenly I'm reminded of how some of the people I respected most in my life had a problem with authority. What's wrong with you?
Well, I'm sure you and your fine friends have enjoyed spending your time running around pursuing noble causes. My cause is to keep this town from turning into a living hell for the folks who live here. Whole world has problems, mister, and I'm here doing what I can.
Why? What's happening?
Right now, I got the railway, the people who pay my salary, trying to get me to turn a blind eye to them burning down settlements up there. I got a bunch of cattle rustlers out near Box Canyon needs shutting down. Not forgetting the gang that keeps murdering homesteaders out in the back country. And I got a bunch of hoods over in the saloon, drunk, threatening to shoot up the whole town. That's all I got today. But it's early yet. Give me a couple more days. There'll be more.
All right, tell you what. Let's go deal with them hoods in the saloon. Then we'll discuss Williamson.
Okay, boy. You're a persistent little cuss, ain't you?
Only when things matter.
Come on then, Marston. Follow me. Stop lagging back there. Let's get this over with.
So who are we looking for?
Bunch of 2-bit hoodlums, led by this fella called Walton. Goddamn road agents who prey on the stages coming in and out of town. Drivers and armadillos spend more time with their hands in the air than on the reins these days.
And you're happy to let them drink in your saloon?
Happy? No. But the way I figure it, better they're carousing in there than out robbing decent folk.
That's an interesting approach to law enforcement.
I do what I can, Mr. Marston. We ain't the government.
There's the dumb rat bastard now. Let's follow him. See what kind of hole he crawls into.
Mount up, Marston. Walton's our man. God damn it, he's on to us. Get after him.
If Walton's as bad as you say he is, why don't we just beef him now while we got the chance?
Because that ain't how the law works.
Is that right, Marshal?
And alive, he can still talk.
Doesn't sound like he's a man to be reasoned with.
He ain't. But But a few days of my hospitality and he'll be telling me what I need to know. Walton's gang's been growing fast.
Outlawing's easy money for easy work.
Cholla Springs, Gap's Tooth Ridge, these boys get around. Walton's the start, but there's plenty more where he came from. Looks like he's holed up at the old Pleasance house. Let's hold up a minute and find a spot for our horses.
Looks like we got company, boys.
Damn. Take cover. We'll work our way up this hill.
Hey, yeah, you, over here.
Marston, I got you covered. Move up to that wagon. Behind the crate, Marston. Smoke him up.
You're a coward, Lee Johnson. Crazy fool.
You boys just ain't that tough.
Are you gonna help me here?
What kind of junk criminals are you?
Get to that crate. I got you covered. Watch out for that bastard behind the rock. Move up to that rock. I'll keep you covered. Watch out for that sneaky bastard behind the outhouse. Good. Now move up to the outhouse, Marston. Christ alive.
You ain't that tough, Walton.
This way! What are you waiting for? Unload that thing! Yeehaw! Stay close!
Run away, pal!
Oh my good God! Just Walton left now. Try to take him alive. There's Walton. He's making a run for it. Take him alive if you can.
It has been a pleasure, Marshal.
Come on, boy. Get in the way. Stop right there, Walton, or I'll kill you myself. Walton, your killing days are over. It'll be trial and the rope for you.
Not a bad shot, Mr. Marston. Why don't you check in with me next time you're in town?
I don't want to be no policeman, Marshal.
Nor did I, my friend. I can promise you that. I'll see you soon, Mr. Marston.
Yeah. Boo there.
Rest in peace, my friend. Yeah.
Howdy.
Slow down. Let's go. Whoa. Let's go. Go. Come. Yeah. Come on. Whoa.
Hello there.
What are you waiting for? Climb aboard.
If you think you can handle it, mister, I'll set the horses to it.
Give me the McFarland's ranch. You just rest up a spell, mister. I'm the best coachman in these here parts. You don't say.
You right, son of a bitch!
I'm gonna cut you a new hole. You think I'm a joke? Go on then. Laugh, bitch, laugh. The hell with you.
I could sure use a nap, partner.
You're going to make me late. Jump on in.
Mr. Marston, I've been hearing about your plans.
Have you, Miss McFarland?
Yes, from Lee Johnson. To settle here and build a life for yourself.
I'm afraid those aren't my plans. See, I already have a life. Well, I had one, and I'm trying to reclaim it. Or maybe what you could say is I had two, and I'm trying to end one of them so the other can survive.
You do so love to talk in riddles, Mr. Marston. Do you do that, I wonder, as a substitute for having anything interesting to say?
Probably, Miss McFarland.
Oh, call me Bonnie, you fool. Call me Bonnie.
Miss McFarland, I'm married. I have a son. I had a daughter, but she died. Years before that, I rode in a gang. We robbed banks, trains, held people ransom. We killed people we didn't like. Bill Williamson was in that gang. Now, if I don't capture my former brother in arms, great harm will befall my family. Now, I don't suppose any of this is very interesting to you, but I hope it explains why I wasn't so eager to talk about it.
No, I do understand. I had no idea. You poor man.
Even in this new country, Memories don't really fade. My father was an illiterate Scot born on the boat into New York. He never saw his homeland, but to hear him talk about it, you'd imagine he only ever ate haggis and wore a kilt. And he hated the English for what they had done to his great-grandparents that he'd never met. People don't forget. Nothing gets forgiven.
That's true, especially when it comes to money. And you know, even now, after all his labors, my father's debts are still terrible. I worry every day about us losing the ranch. It would kill him.
My father died when I was 8 years old. His eyes were, well, let's just say he was blinded in a bar fight south of Chicago. My mother died during childbirth. She was a prostitute and he was her, well, I don't know what he was. So I was sent off to an orphanage and ran away and fell in with a gang.
My word. What a difficult life you've lived.
The leader of the gang taught me how to read, taught me how to see all that was good in the world. He was a great man in a way.
But you killed people.
Sure. And I've suffered for it. And that's the life I left, or tried to leave. Said too much, Bonnie. I'm an uneducated killer, sent here to do all I can do well. Kill a man in cold blood so that another man may do his part to cut crime in an area, and a rich man can be elected governor on the back of these promises.
Civilization is a truly beautiful thing, Mr. Marston. Listen, can you help me?
Well, I can try. What do you need, money?
No, nothing so complicated. I need an extra hand to take out the herd to pasture.
Sure. Point me in the right direction.
Herding done without a horse. Come on, boys. Come on, mount up and move these cattle. Come on, Mr. Marston. Let's get these cows moving. Right. Are you ready to learn how to herd some cows? Thank you for telling me all that back there. It must have been hard for you.
I hope you understand now why I've been playing my cards somewhat close to my chest.
I didn't know you had a wife and child. Then again, I don't think I ever asked. Whoa there!
Let's go!
Nice job, Mr. Marston. Go on! That's it! Stay behind me!
Whoa!
Drive them down the road, Mr. Marston! Come on! Easy now! Get right at them! Drive it this way!
Here! Slow it up now.
Nail it down! He's just showing
All right,
off now.
let's move this large herd out to the far pasture.
Let's go.
Keep sweeping behind them. That way they'll stay together.
Barney's gonna love this.
Control that horse, will you?
Keep going, Mr. Marston. That's a big herd for your first time.
Come on.
You're not bad with the herd. Ranching might be your true calling, Mr. Marston. Either that, or you were a cow in a past life.
Thank you, Miss McFarland.
I'll see you later. I have work to do back at the ranch.
Yeah. Come on, easy up now.
Well, hello, Mr. Marston. How are you?
Fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Did you meet my father? John Marston, this is my father, Drew McFarland.
Pleasure to meet you, Mr. Marston. Please. So, my daughter informs me that you're here on some secret mission to remove some undesirables from the county.
Something like that. I'm grateful for the hospitality, sir.
Well, you know, we've lived here for 30 years now. Came here from the east. The land had never been settled. For 10 years, we fought the Indians. Tough men. Then we had outlaws, and we had drought, and we had smallpox, terrible winters, cholera. I buried more of my children than I raised.
Sorry to hear that, sir.
I've seen strong men wither and die under that unforgiving sun. That whole herds of cattle take sick and die. But I've never once doubted my life here.
No, sir.
When I hear about this so-called federal government sending out agents to covertly murder and control people, then I start to worry. I mean, yeah, all right, Williamson is a menace, and men like him are the plague. But isn't a government agent a worse menace? And all that symbolizes, I mean.
You may be right, sir.
Well, you're a brave man. You're always going to be welcome here. But you tell your friends out east that we don't want to live like that out here. Sneaking around and spying and secret missions. Right? It's preposterous.
Trust me, sir. I agree with you.
Good. Good. Well, we won't insult you any further. Come on, Bonnie, we got things to do.
Mr. Marston, do you want to join us? It's Daddy's favorite pastime. Apart from political discourse, that is.
What is?
Breaking in horses. Come on. I hear you're a pretty decent rider. For a city dweller, that is.
You're gonna need this, Mr. Marston. Right, now you got some rope on your belt. Let's see if we can't wrangle some horses.
You sure have some interesting theories on what the government's doing, sir.
They ain't theories, Mr. Marston. I saw the telegram Marshall got from Blackwater. It ain't exactly a state secret who sent you.
Well, is he wrong? I saw those men from the train.
The government can go to hell if you ask me. Those sons of bitches would steal a coin off a dead man's eyes.
Mr. Marston!
He's right. Now, I don't know much about politics.
Please, Paul, can we just enjoy
But I
the
know
ride?
we're only as free as they say we are. Power's like a drink. The more you have, the more you want. And there's few men who can handle it.
There's certain things in this country a woman could do much better, if you ask me.
I ain't gonna argue with that, Miss McFarland.
There they are! Beauties! Come on, Mr. Marston!
Come on, let's rope one.
Come on.
Whoa!
Come on, don't be afraid of that lasso.
Relax.
Hold tight. Coming to help you.
You're
Let's see
doing
it, boy.
fine.
Don't let it buck you, Mr. Marston. Lean into it.
You'll have this in no
Almost got
time.
it.
Take it slow now. Show me what you got,
Calm
boy.
down now.
Try not to
Come on
spook
in,
too much.
cowboy. Come on,
That's it.
let's go.
Whoa there. That's it. Don't give up.
Relax.
Keep at it, Mr. Marston.
Come on, baby. Calm down.
Look at that. We'll make a cowboy out of you yet. Let me take you from here. You get back on your own horse. Whew! I think that's enough activity for an old-timer like me.
Come on,
I'll
boy.
take this one back to the ranch. See you later.
Come on, then. Let's see if you can get another one.
Come.
What are you waiting for? Yeah. Keep a good hold on him. Wait, let's see if you can break this one.
Oh, this ain't good.
Hold on to him.
Relax now. Nearly there. I got you. This don't feel too
Easy
good.
now.
I got you now. Steady. Come on. Calm yourself.
You're a regular Bronco buster, boy. Nice work. I think that'll do it for today. Let's get back to the ranch.
Go. I like your father.
I'm glad. He's quite a character.
You have a good life here. A life I want. For me and my family, I mean.
We don't have a lot anymore.
You have enough. It's one that gets so many folks in trouble.
It'll sap your spirit and make you poor. But it's straight. And it's decent.
There's no better night's sleep than after an honest day's work.
It's no wonder you look so tired then.
Some deck must be shy of Joker, Miss McFarland.
Well done, Mr. Marston. These are fine horses.
Hey, Bonnie. Amos was saying some horses been spotted somewhere outside of Armadillo.
Let's go, Mr. Marston. We can really do with those horses. Come on, Mr. Marston. Let's head for Armadillo.
You never did tell me why you were never married. Aside from the snobbery, that is.
You sure ask a lot.
I'm just surprised, that's all. You must have been quite a catch.
The fact that you're talking in the past says it all.
No, that's not what I mean. You must have had some suitors, that's all I'm saying.
Some, I suppose. Here and there. A ranch in the middle of Hennigan's Stead ain't really the place to find a husband. Amos, he's a little, well, you know, countrified.
Where'd you get your airs and graces, Miss McFarland?
From a couple of cheap governesses Paul hired to save us from being savages. I'd like to talk about more than just cattle and chickens sometimes, that's all. And after my brother left, it was up to me to become the man of the ranch. He'd never admit it, but my pa's a lot frailer than he looks.
I know, miss.
I'll try to take that as a compliment.
Yeah. In many ways, my wife is kind of like you, Miss McFarland.
Is that so?
She's always been a woman in a man's world.
You don't talk about her very much. There's my boys. Come on, Mr. Marston. Let's drive them up the canyon where it narrows. We'll trap them there.
Come on. Here. Come on.
The trap is set.
Whoa. Slow it up now. Come on. Whoa. Let's go. Yeah. That's it. Whoa, whoa. Yeah. Come on, easy up there. Come on. Whoa there. Let's go. Move. Come on. Whoa. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. Hey. Whoa there.
Looks like we got the lot of them. What magnificent animals they are. Hey, the stallion's getting away! Chase him down and bring him back!
Let's go.
Come on! Don't let him get away!
Easy. Go. Come on. Calm it down. Come on, baby. Calm down. Here we go. Relax now. Come on. Come on. Nearly got you. Steady. That's it. There. That wasn't so bad. Come.
Thanks for your help today, Mr. Marston. We got some fine horses. You know, why don't you keep that stallion as your own, as a thank you from all of us?
Thank you, ma'am. He's a fine animal. I don't know why I did that. This is dirty. Easy. Come on. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. Yeah.
Well, howdy.
Excuse me, friend. Mind if I rest up at your camp a spell?
Well, it'd be my pleasure. Man needs a break from this desiccated land.
Thank you, mister. Say, what's that stick you got there?
Oh. Y'all ain't never seen a dowsing rod before, mister? Never seen a man summon the water up from the bare earth? Mr.
Marston.
Ah.
No, can't say I have. It's water you're looking for. What's wrong with that lake over there?
Oh, there ain't nothing wrong with Lake Don Julio. Nothing wrong with it, but we lack the fancy irrigation equipment you folks have back east, so... Man needs a wellspring on his property to ranch here.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Why, you know, just last week, I was over at old Pleasant's house. Now, I think I may have found something, but... Old coot that owns the place threatened to call the law down on me, so...
People act funny around strange men with sticks.
They sure do. Damn fools. Bet you he don't even know how much water's running underneath his property.
You want me to tell him?
You know what? You ain't that stupid, mister. And I can tell. I'll tell you what. Why don't you go get the old man to sell us his property for a small pittance? Then I can find the source of the water, build us a proper wellspring.
Maybe I will.
Well, all right then.
Yeah. Let's go.
Hello there.
Well, hello.
I read in the newspaper this place is about to
How
boom.
are you? Hi. I don't trust that Jeremiah Somerset with his plans. I like some change, but not too much change.
Really?
Oh, yes.
News to me.
How do you do? Howdy.
The things you say, honest.
Hey, good to see you.
The sheriff seems like an honorable man.
I'm going out to hunt me up a bar. By the time we had a good cook-up, I'll make a day.
Come on.
Come on, let's go! Get him in there! Come on!
Amos!
Hey, miss. I got most of the horses secure and the chicken.
Well, thank you, Amos, but it's the herd I'm worried about.
I know, they're scattered all over the valley and beyond. The weather is coming in real fast.
So what do you suggest, Amos? We leave the herd out there to be scattered by the storm and ourselves left here to die without a livelihood?
Can I help?
No, miss. If the men get caught out in that storm, they're gonna die.
And if we lose our herd, we'll all die, you stupid man.
Doesn't sound like we're left with much of a choice then. Come on, Amos. Round up your men. Let's get the herd.
Dang.
Come on, boys.
Come on. Let's go.
This storm's getting worse. We need to stick together. We have two herds out grazing in different pastures. We'll need to merge them and bring them all back.
I think we can handle that.
The cows get real ornery in bad weather. It's more work, but I'll show you how to deal with them. I'm gonna save my voice for the herd. It's gonna be hard shouting over this storm. Hurry, Mr. Marston. Storm's getting worse.
Go.
Easy now. Don't ride off. It's closing in fast. Let's take them over to the other herd. We'll try to drive them all back to the ranch together. I haven't seen a storm like this for a while. We need to be quick.
Save the herd back there. You might make a decent rancher one day.
Thank you, Miss McFarland.
Giddy up!
Let's go.
anything I say because I'm white.
Well, how can I refuse?
That deal almost ruined me.
Really? I call.
I'm going to have to check that. You're in trouble now. He's just an underprivileged fool.
Where'd you hear that?
Always nice to see an old friend.
And I'll raise you.
Sorry, buddy. I think you wanted this.
Make sure you deal from the top.
I call. We have to get them people off that lane.
I would like to comment either way.
This might take.
I'm gonna raise that. I thought I had. Staying on for that rug I'm in. Who invited the lady?
Here's hoping these... I get mad when I lose, you hear?
Somebody's throwing dust.
I'm calling.
Well, that's interesting.
Okay then. I'll place a bet. I'll call that.
Shit. I see the way he looks at my wife.
Well, I'll be. Hope my luck turns next hand. No funny dealing now. That's enough for me. Someone's feeling the pressure. Your choice. I'm gonna call.
You believe anything I say because I'm white.
Really?
I checked.
What the hell? Give me something decent this time.
Would you look at that?
I'm calling.
That deal almost ruined me.
Where'd you hear that? All in.
How's about it? Let's see what we can do with it then.
Agent. Thought I had that one in the back. That's me done.
The bomber can't keep giving folks trouble again.
Anderson Pike's basement.
Hardly
Well,
enough
yeah.
to handle to.
I wouldn't like
He's
to
just
comment
an
either way.
underprivileged hoodlum.
I can believe it, though I might.
How can I refuse? I'll call. You born chicken, or you just lost your balls?
I raised one. If I can find the owner of the old settlement at Green Hollow.
Phone. Think I'm gonna call.
Friends, your luck's about to run out.
I called. That contract was a phony. Jack, I'm cutting my wolf loose.
I'm feeling lucky. Who invited the lady? Better give me a real call.
That ain't the cards, it's how you play
I
it.
see the way he looks at my wife.
Really? Doesn't get much better than this.
All right, I see. It's no fun if you don't have a bet.
Now that's more like it.
He'll believe anything I say because I'm white.
Where'd you hear that? Bet. I call.
Well, that's interesting.
Darn. It's back to fields for me.
No funny dealing now.
Always nice to see an old friend.
I'll call
That
that.
deal almost ruined me.
Sorry, buddy. I think you wanted this one.
I check.
I'm in.
No, I'm out.
I'm out.
Your choice, my friend. Sure, I'll gamble.
We have to get them people off that land.
Right. This is the one. I'll raise you.
How's about it?
Would you look at that?
Real quick, like. Someone's putting pressure.
Somebody's throwing dust. He's just an underprivileged hoodlum.
this interesting. Looks like you played me out.
Feel like sitting in for a hand or two?
I see the way he looks at my wife.
I can believe it, though I might not want to. I'm going to talk to the law about those strangers I saw out back.
My mistake.
Armadillo 731. What is it with these things? Hello? It's a new line. Hello? Hello?
Sounds fun. What's happening?
I have no idea. Yeah, if it's important, they'll send someone down like they did with you.
Suddenly, the world is full of theys.
I remember when we first got here. We used to consider people from Dade County to be exotic. Now guys can get here from the Midwest, and they can do it in 6 days.
Things have changed.
They've gotten away from me. Hello? I don't understand it no more, boy. Honest to goodness.
I'm not sure I do.
Marshal! 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 I've just been up in the canyon, spying like you said. I think I seen me a couple of them rustlers. I think it was the Ballard twins and a couple of Mexicans.
They up there right now?
Well, it was a group of 4 men rounding up Mr. Gulch's livestock, and none of them looked like any of Gulch's hands, so yes, sir, right now.
That sarcasm's most unbecoming, Eli. It's gonna hold you back in life, even worse than your lazy eye. All right, let's go. You ride with us again, Marston?
Will you help me?
I will try.
It'd be my pleasure.
How long you been working for the government, Marston?
I don't work for the government.
Well, I got a telegram from some federal clowns in Blackwater that says otherwise.
Are you some kind of vigilante?
You don't look like no government, boy.
I guess it's complicated. I came because it was made impossible for me not to.
You sure are a tight-lipped son of a bitch, mister.
I guess I am. Ain't gonna dig this hole no deeper.
Ain't you all proud and superior? Don't forget you need us more than we need you. Bill Williamson folded you up like an empty person last time, if I remember correctly.
Simmer down, Jonah.
Listen to your boss, Jonah. There's a good boy. Otherwise, put a hole in your hillbilly head and watch your tiny brain drain out.
I'll be honest with you, Marston. I ain't for all this government interference.
Believe me, Marshal, neither am I.
I try to keep the federal boys happy. I mean, we need all the help we can get. Well, what does a flannel-mouthed city boy who's never forked a bale of hay in his life know about a state like New Austin?
Nothing, I reckon.
We're nearly there. Keep your eyes out for the Ballards. All right, boys. Let's proceed on foot from here. Let's move up the canyon towards the fort. Be ready, boys. We're probably going to be outnumbered.
And those bastards ain't short on firepower, neither.
Let's see how many there are. If we can take them alive, good. If not, smoke the sons of bitches.
Music to my ears, Marshal.
Look out! Rustler guard! Gun him down!
It's over, Fred!
This way.
Come on, Marston! I can't take them all by myself! There's one more for the vultures! Hellfire!
What's gonna get me, boy?
Let's split up. You take the left, boys. I'll go right. Marston, you can go with the deputies or cover me.
For Christ's sake.
There's one of them.
Follow me. Stay with the group, Marston.
Excuse me, mister.
Follow me.
boy. Behind that rock.
Show me what you got.
Looks like we got him. Let's move on. Stick with me. Look, the deputies are making progress. My God. Son of a bitch! Look out! Here's some more!
Friend, I'ma curl you up like a newborn calf here.
Surrender! Or I'll kill you all! Nice shot! Damn you! Hit that camp! Blast him, boy! Let's go, Marston! We gotta keep moving! Are you gonna shoot any of these rustlers, boy? Good shoot, boy! Whoa! Damn it, that won't be rustling no more. I'm giving you one last chance to put your hands in the air. Come on! Marston. Looks like there's some ammunition lying about if you need it. I'll meet you up on the ridge.
This ain't nice. I know.
Come on! Stop lagging behind! Keep your eyes open. I saw a couple of snipers across the way. God damn it! Take out those snipers, boy! Follow me! Come on! Give them hell! There's one more for the vultures. Come on! Pull foot, Marston! I see one of them.
Now what are you gonna do?
Tell the bollards to give themselves up, or we'll kill every last one of you. Let's push on. It sounds like the deputies could use a hand. We got your back, boys!
For the love of God! Damn it, Marston.
Just a little something for my troubles.
This looks as good a spot as any. Gather around and listen up. Let's try to sneak up on them. The closer we are, the less chance they have of making a run for it.
Come on! Let's get these sons messing!
What the heck?
And I was just starting to like it.
Let's get as close as we can before opening fire. Let's clear out Frank's Basin once and for all! Nice shot!
You might as well give it up now! I can't take much more of this! You better surrender! You hear? What are you aiming at me for? Get those damn rustlers! Come on, Marston! I can't take them all by myself!
That's enough, my friend! This is mighty generous of you, mister.
Looks like the bollards won't be rustling again anytime soon. Quick, let's get those hostages free.
Thanks, Marshal. We're indebted to you with our lives.
Just get them cattle back safe.
All right.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
Well done, Mr. Marston.
Yes, well done.
Now, about Williamson.
I'll do what I can. You know, as you can see, this country is infested with all manner of scum.
Say that again.
Well, one other thing, Marston. Mr. Johnson, sir. It's Mr. West Dickens. He's missing.
Who?
Mr. West Dickens, the tonics merchant. He was due in town last week.
Oh, the narcotic and bat piss salesman who cons housewives out of their money with promises of eternal youth.
Yes, him, but I think you're being a little unfair. He's helped a great many of the county, and many of the townsfolk are really missing him.
You hear that, Marston? We just butchered a gang of thieves, and the town is up in arms about a missing snake oil merchant. I am so glad to be serving such a wise and respectable people. Come on, Eli.
What have you got for me?
lucky to be alive. What can I say, partner? Let's go. Let's go. Easy.
Chinaman gibberish. Speak up.
It's a doc tomorrow from Bill Williamson's
Inners don't feel right at all.
Sure.
Will you just shut
So
the hell
long.
up?
Bye, Fred.
Jet Murphy got some new guns in Bye. Good day. Jacob
You
said you're having relations with Mrs. Winston.
I heard.
Right, I'm gonna tear up that rail track southwest and put through my old farm.
Stay away from old Ma Fowler's laxative powders.
Armadillo's on the up. Really?
You're talking some Chinaman gibberish. Speak up.
How you doing?
Marshall was sure looking at you.
We live in times of great change. Most of them.
You want to spend some time with me?
Well, it's been a pleasure talking.
Really?
I gotta be on my way. Bye now.
I will not accept this from anybody.
Great position. The news
Will
about
you just shut the hell up?
isn't it?
Hey there.
Armadillo's still a great town. Despite that damn gang.
Sure. You were raised sour milk.
I must be going. Doc Johnston wants me to stop by.
Goodbye, Fred.
Farewell. I need to write my mother back in the home country.
You're talking some Chinaman gibberish. Speak up.
She only with him for the money.
Really now? The saloon's a great place to get to know everyone.
You're stretching it, Blake.
Give me the strongest you got. I can take it.
There was a shootout every day last week.
My.
I think I could nap a little bit.
A man like you needs a woman like me.
You're a little behind with the
hear they pay through the nose for raccoon meat over the border.
Hello there.
Oh!
I'm gonna cut you a new.
Have you lost your damn mind?
I've been around, mister, and you know what? I ain't met nobody can take me.
Suppose not all men are bad. I won't forget what you did here.
Maybe it's time to think about a different line of business.
Ow!
Jeb Murphy don't put his name to a gun.
Hey, mister.
We got the Second Amendment for a reason, don't we?
Why, thank you.
That was a hell of a storm last
Now
month.
stay safe. Jake.
How are you, friend?
Nope, we can't put no price on safety. Business is what keeps this country great.
Much obliged.
kidding me, mister.
No need to walk, mister.
Let's go. Come on. Come. Go. There you are. Come on. Excuse me. Excuse me, sir. You need help? Mister, you alive?
Fuck. God damn it. Good heavens.
Excuse me?
I said, no, I'm not okay. Do I look like I'm okay?
You look pretty good for a corpse.
Praise be.
Move up, mister. Time to get you to a doctor or an undertaker. Whichever you need once we get to town.
St. Peter, open up them pearly gates. I'm coming home.
Come on, mister. Come on.
Hurry, sir. I'm bleeding like a badly butchered hog.
You'll be fine. Just focus.
You better take the reins. I don't think I'm strong enough. I'm finished. Done for.
Just sit up straight, will you?
The closest doctor is in Armadillo. Please, we must keep moving. In your own time. I'm only bleeding to death here.